Style over substance. Attitude is everything. Live on the edge. These are the only 3 rules that guide our future. A future inspired by the work of Hosan Gonzalez, bound by Mike Pondsmith's cyberpunk law. A dark future cast in a neon glow where corporations through nuclear fire have destroyed the known world, save for a few mega metropolises. The tales you are about to witness are built around the heart of one such city. Robo City 16, where the machine rules through a mechanized iron fist. The promise of prosperity through logic and sedation has stagnated the progress of the people. However, what the logic of the machine will never conclude, but the will of a few may, is it's time for change. It's time to rage. For good or ill, the chosen few are those you witness before me. Let's meet the members of the now notorious Mortal Code. We'll start with my bottom right, your bottom left.
Who was that?
That's you, I think.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. My name is Romy Ever Living, and I play Astraea Magnetar, a nomad extraordinaire. I can drive almost anything. I have long dreadlocks, pretty much, that have pretty much like they have wires running through them, basically, so I can change my hairstyle on the fly. Probably didn't know that before, but now you do. And I usually have boots on with some sort of kind of tight-fitting shorts, or not shorts, but pants. A few buckles here and there. Jacket. Usually dressed fully, never naked like Winslow. And yeah, that's it.
All right, oh, you're directly under me now, aren't you, Metro? Ah!
Oh yeah, just leave it.
I don't know what. Sorry, the overlay is a little wacky right now. I'm Luna, and I play Netra, who is a netrunner and an up-and-coming superstar who rolls with the Mortal Code. I wear a headset that's outfitted with cameras that allows me to hack into tech, as well as stream an encrypted POV video to the deep stream, which is actually the stream that you are watching right now. So, let me know in the chat if you have a good idea for us to implement today in our game. For example, if we're at a fork in the road and you think we should go left, or maybe we should blow some guy's head off, put it in the chat, and I shall relay it.
My name is Enzer, and I play Tink. The character in the upper right-hand corner right now is pretty much what I look like. I'm a crazy old guy who fixes meat and metal. I'm the newest member of the Mortal Code, this group that we're rolling with, and that's about it.
All right. Before we get into it, I have only a few announcements to go through. One is just to bring knowledge to why the heck I'm wearing this VR headset. This is the Oculus Quest, and I'm using it for 2 reasons. One, to immerse you all in the world of Hosan Gonzalez's creation, where most all desperate humans use virtual reality headsets to escape the desperate nature of their lives, as the machine is ever watching and ever squashing all human ambitions and creativity. The second reason is to just accentuate my own DMing abilities. It's another tool in my DMing toolbox, as I have numerous different screens up to help display information. I have the stream over here, main notes over here, tertiary notes over here, I suppose secondary notes over here, and I believe we also have a link that we can share with you if you are curious about what it is that I see. Maybe we don't. Second announcement is that we have 2 up-and-coming famous individuals with us, and that is Luna and Enzer, and together they make Loser. And they are the purveyors of the Loser Club. a Monday through Wednesday stream from 5 to 10 p.m. Pacific time. They are professional cosplayers and professional awkward humans as well. So
Mostly the latter.
Mostly the latter. They roleplay, they cosplay, and they entertain. So be sure not to miss that. And is there anything else that I missed?
I don't think so.
Nailed it.
You
A
missed
sticky
that.
note that reads "sexy Vitalith."
Yeah. It's
Can
a
they
very sticky note.
Can they see that? Okay, so without further ado, my notebook.
He can patch wounds, but he can't.
My
clean
notebook is
his
gone.
own
Oh, that's great. Well,
surfaces.
Your what is gone?
my notebook. We'll see
Your notebook.
how this works. All right, let's get into Sasapunk. When last we left the punks of the Mortal Code, they barreled into the veil of a 2,000-kilometer-long radiation storm in tow with the Quasar nomadic caravan, who had not only made the trip before, but also was headed by Astraea's family of hardened road warrior nomads. And you see, the thing about nomads is they aren't very keen on outsiders, so the Mortal Code was put up to a simple test. Jump from moving vehicle to make an on-the-move trade or fix. A test that nearly turned Tink, the newest member, into wrinkly roadkill. Yet instead of death, he and the Mortal Code were granted glory after Tink managed to complete the arduous jump run. Especially arduous if you're the oldest person in the caravan.
He barely completed
the one
that.
who decided to
Let's be real.
take it up. I watched that episode a few days ago and I thought that scene was actually kind of hilarious. We pick up now, speeding into Disco Junction, a landscape of metallic, many meters long spheres bouncing around with no obvious direction, spewing shining beams of light circling around these rotating, bouncing balls. From their sheer size and sound, as they impact the ground, it's apparent that if one were to hit any vehicle here, it might as well be Mario heel stomping a Goomba. The chance of survival is rather low, but not impossible. So, Astraea and Tink, I imagine, Tink, did you give the controls... Sorry, Netra, did you give the controls of Bastion back to Tink? Or are you driving now?
I'm not driving.
Yeah, I'm still driving.
We
Vitalith is supposed to be patching him up.
Yeah, we left off with
definitely
me
patched him up
holding onto the stuffed bunny and in the fetal position in the backseat.
Okay, yeah, perfect. You also do have a bag filled with medical supplies. So Netra, you're driving Bastion, the Mortal Code's air car, and Astraea, you are driving Bright Bloom, your very own mother's racing mobile. It is outfitted with a series of different weapons and accoutrements that you can utilize as you guys are. Bright Bloom is at the tip of the caravan's spear, barreling through the rocky landscape as the ground quakes with every impact of these balls just bouncing in the landscape before. It seems like they cover the horizon before you, and it's difficult to tell where this field of bouncing destruction ends. So, as you are getting closer and closer, you have a few options available to you. These are going to come down to driving checks, of course, but you can also think outside of the box. Netra, you can hack whatever you see or use whatever of the vehicle's armaments it has. Also, the shield, invisibility. I'm not sure the invisibility is going to help very well or help very much, but Astraea, you do know that your father is driving the sort of heavily armored almost shield bearer vehicle of the caravan, and you can sort of use one of your actions to control where he goes as well to provide some safety for the rest of the caravan or any specific individual. Tink, you can't really repair things, I suppose, in your current state, but know that option is always available. And Vitalith does give you 20 points of health, as he is patching you up in the seat. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. And you just see the green light, not even looking at you, as the articulating arms are sewing up your wounds. Still not too happy that he has to work on you, as the drone is just hovering in the back seat. Okay, so what would you guys like to do? Getting closer and closer.
Sorry, quick question, because it is important, at least for my character. Seriously wounded, if I have the exact points that meet seriously wounded, am I seriously wounded? Or is it like 25 and below?
Let's do 25 and below.
Ooh, okay.
You do have so breaking over the radio, you hear the voice of Howland, the tow truck driver of the Quasar caravan, and he goes, "I couldn't help but notice you just hopped right into your own vehicle with my medical supplies. Talk about a spoiler alert, those were a gift for you. I'd patch up as best as you can before you hit these maddening balls of spinning light. And you're welcome. I guess there are some things for free, but don't count on it again in the future. Also, I've got a harness for you. After looking at the problems that you encountered in your adventure to the garden, Tink, I think you could use something that keeps you on every specific vehicle that you hop onto. So I've connected a few leather straps and some cables and some carabiners, and you should be at least safe the next time you decide to make a journey like that. Bravo again. And now, as you guys are all getting, like, you can barely even hear him as the rotating balls impact the ground, and you have now entered into the field. So I want Astraea, I want you to give me first a driving check, and then let me know any extra thing you want to do in this round. As a bonus action, you can use one of your vehicle's features or weapons. And what this vehicle has is, if you're familiar with Gundam, it has 5 different buds, sort of like
Nipples.
Nipples. They're almost like hovering small drone flower buds made out of buddy bots that rotate around the vehicle, and they shoot out lasers, and they can also flower up and condense into a shield. They move and articulate based off of their own propulsion system, so they're not connected to the vehicle in any way, but once they're not needed, they do sort of pull themselves in and slide into place and fill in the seams and grooves of open portions of Bright Bloom. You also have, as Tetra, almost with pride, points out, you have like tomahawk. You look to the right and left side of Bright Bloom, and you see what looks to be like almost crudely welded on helicopter missile cylinders, just connected to the right and left side of the vehicle. And you also have chaff that it can release. And so chaff is to disrupt any sort of targeting
System.
mechanisms or systems. Thank you. And
is it made out of metal? Is the chaff like aluminum, metal, shiny, black, right? Or is it like?
This conversation will have happened before you literally enter the chaff. Sorry, not the chaff. The field, Disco Junction. Yeah, your mother goes, Well, of course, everything has to be flashy, Astraea. I intermingled some colorful pieces of aluminum and fireworks into the chaff to make it especially flashy. But it is just it's mostly comprised of aluminum.
Yeah, that's good for the beams. I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. So, in Bastion, you have your, I believe, description of weapons and systems at your command. You do have 20 armor and 50 health. So pretty much back to where it was as you guys were leaving the soon-to-be nuked tower in Robo City 16. And Astraea, your vehicle, also newly repaired, is 22 armor and 60 health. You're also at the very front. So, again, remember, you have Dyson to command, and I would say right now, just tell me what you guys are doing.
Wait, 60 health? That's total health? Is that
Total
permanent?
health.
Is that permanent health, or is that just current?
That's
health right
current
now?
health.
Okay.
No meter is at a green status right now. In all of your
Oh, so I have
diagnoses.
I have 100 originally for total HP for the car.
Well, you'll find out.
Before I wrote 20 total HP.
No, no. This vehicle does not have 20. And by the way, if anybody who's been watching these episodes up until this point and actually paying attention, the system of vehicles it changes almost every single time we get into a vehicle-centered scenario. So these are ever evolving. We never had to deal with vehicle really chases or anything in D&D. So
Automotive technology is all over the place.
and there's not a robust rule set in the current version of Cyberpunk that we're working with. So this is literally all homebrew.
All right, yeah, I got the new things all set up, I guess.
I'm gonna go over the comms. Like, Netra, open up a channel with Black's Parallax.
Black Parallax is dead. What?
Wait, what's your car's name?
You could just say Astraea.
Astraea.
Beep boop boop beep. Astraea. Netra here. Or should I say Tetra?
Those meds we got, they're for us, I guess. Does anybody mind if I use one of them?
You're in a car pretty far from me, so I don't see me getting those anytime soon. So
How many were in the bag?
You have 4 painkillers, 3 reflex, 4 rad tabs.
Wait.
Whoa,
Sorry.
yeah,
sorry.
hold on. 4
Sorry.
pain.
For some reason, as soon as I started typing, it went to the
Killers.
top of my notes for whatever reason.
Reflex. You
Top
didn't say
priority.
this is a bag of drugs, because it definitely is what it is.
Okay.
There was almost this sly smile across Howland's face as he asked you to get these in like medical supplies. As he said that is when the smile sort of creeped up in his voice and his face.
So you said 4 painkillers, 4 reflex.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought 3 painkillers, 4 reflex.
No.
rad pills and
2 rad tabs and 2 skin grafts.
what do rad tabs do?
I don't know.
You guys are in the middle of a rad storm.
And
They
what
are
the-
radiation. Effectively, it's like radiation medicine.
So is it like half radiation or is it radiation?
You're not quite sure.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. And one. Well, I don't. Lucid.
I forgot what lucid does as well. Wait, lucid is a.
Lucid gets rid of the negative effects of a drug.
I thought it was refresh.
Sorry, refresh. Jesus. Lucid was the name of the shop owner of a stim puncher.
Yeah, because I was like,
Refresh. Yeah,
lucid.
sorry,
we
thank
got we got a deal off, didn't we? No, we
Yeah.
didn't. We got
Okay.
a deal off
Cool.
Res 4 and Red Vigor, but no lucid. Lucid still was normal.
Drug bag. Check.
Is Red Vigor still alive?
Drug bag.
You may find out in the future.
Oh.
Okay, so like the last, the almost, like the Bastion or the Last Stand of the Resistance and many of the other non-Robo factions in Robo City 16 were making their stand at Beggar's Reach. So, to be determined until you go back there.
No, my deals.
Okay. Well, if you don't care, I'm taking one of these skinnographs. I need it. And I will. That'll be what I do.
Okay, that's 15 health points back to you.
Nice.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Oh yeah, you said driving check.
Do I officially have 2 points in driving now? Or am I still, like, inept at driving?
Why may I ask why you would have a 2 points in driving?
I don't know, last time you were like, you can add 2 points to your driving check. And I was like, oh, maybe I've been driving long enough, and now I know driving a little bit.
Oh man, I really should not have said that without a reasonable reason to.
I mean, I don't
give
remember
you
the
something
reason,
for free.
but I remember you saying it. But I don't know if that was like just
here's
in the
here's what
moment.
you can do instead. But it might be detrimental if one of these beams hits your vehicle. And that is to use tech plus driving as opposed to reflex plus driving. And what this represents is you are using your net running abilities to sort of fuse with the car's systems while physically holding on to the steering wheel. So you're almost like you feel the flow of the car and you feel its mechanisms, and just through your the nature of you shifting back and forth and assuming the perception of numerous different mechanical and electric and cybernetic components and objects and things, this is how you would drive more effectively with Bastion, or any vehicle with an electrical component. However, because if you use tech to allow to become almost integrated with this machine, if one of these beams hits you that just destroys all sort of technical functions, you will be at a severe disadvantage.
What if I take reflex?
Then all of your dexterity and reflex rolls are doubled. So, but if you don't have anything in driving or reflex, then you.
That's still better than nothing.
Okay.
Just halves your intelligence, so.
I would say that potentially, I mean, you let me know how Netra would feel. This is an interesting song. You let me know how Netra would feel, but Netra doesn't seem like a super physically confident individual, and especially not doing something that she's never done before. You let me know. And so as you're seeing these balls now consume you and sort of like rotate around and rock, and you're seeing these expert moves pulled from Infini and many of the other drivers behind, is they're almost like a hive mind shifting around these bouncing catastrophes. You might be open to like another edge, an additional edge to your driving, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna see them and I'm gonna be like, shoot, I'm gonna need to do that. And then I'm gonna look back into the back seat and hold out my hand and be like, I'm gonna need one of those reflex now.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna slap him. Slap a painkiller in her hand.
Not a painkiller, a reflex.
Oh, sorry, that's just doing what I thought. Here's a reflex.
I'm popping in my mouth.
Okay. The scene stretches and almost slows down before you, consuming your entire periphery as the windshield consumes everything you can see, and even arcs around you to a certain extent, where it's like 180 degrees of immersed view inside of this hamster ball death alley. So, what would you like to do? That was your bonus action.
I'd like to make my way up the convoy to be behind Astraea again.
Okay, give me a tech plus.
Oh, maybe that's why
driving
she got plus
plus
2.
1d10.
Because originally we were right behind their vehicle, and we were using their
okay, that makes sense.
their decisions in where to drive.
You were already behind Bright Bloom, so you don't have to do that. So, okay, thank you. I think that actually is exactly what it was. You can still add +2. So tech plus driving plus 1d10 and double the d10 roll.
Okay.
Everybody is going to have to make a driving check. Whatever you want to do outside of that driving check is up to you. So go ahead and make your driving check. If you make above an 18, you will not be hit by the light rays as they're swirling around.
So even though it's not driving?
That is driving. The light rays you can see. So imagine like the sort of rising sun Japanese symbol
God
of the rays in different segments, sort of stretching out from a central orb. These rays in different segments are rotating around these bouncing orbs, and you can see different vehicles highlighted in neon. As the rays pass by them, it like wipes all of their electrical capacity away from their vehicle. So you definitely want to avoid that if you're using your technical ability to navigate.
So, but only the drivers do this roll.
Only the drivers do this roll.
Okay.
Anybody else can use their full action to do something else.
I got a 21 for driving.
Okay. Not only do you manage to just as you see, and this is just a free action for narrative flair on your part, as you see Astraea e-brake and drift around the outside perimeter of the impact zone of one of these balls that lands, you make the same move as you feel almost like the heat radiate from this ball as it impacts the ground, rotates slowly, and continues as it hops into the air. I need to change the song. This is your playlist. You managed to e-brake in tow with Astraea. Go ahead and give me a driving.
Can
you give me the name of that song real quick?
Oh, okay. So both of you managed to. What'd you say?
Can you give me the name of that song real quick?
I wanted to do something with the
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay.
with the bright blooms, I guess you call them.
Actually, okay. Let me know. With a 23, you are also sort of like weaving in and out of the direct impact zones of these orbs, and you know that you're at the head. So the better example that you provide, the better your the caravan as a whole is going to navigate through the this disco junction.
Kind of want to have the
blow and smoke extra terra.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I want to take 3 of the blooms or whatever, and like put them in the front of the car. Have them do like can they do like a triangle, like a triangle shield, basically, to where it's like pointed at the top and it's just spinning like that, kind of.
So in front of the vehicle, at sort of like center mass.
Just like and just spinning like there's like almost like a shield, just like if any like little thing comes up, it's just gonna hit it and keep.
Okay,
like
you
a
take the touch
thing.
screen, tap 3 out of the 5 drones, sort of pull them together as you bring your fingers together, and rotate them and point in front of the vehicle, and just sort of like do a spinning motion.
Dreidel.
And your mom is like, I never taught you to do that.
Learned a lot of things in the city.
Because it was a very quick maneuver of orienting these buds, and so you now have this sort of like miniature pincer ram sort of
It's like
tow truck, but
plow.
Thank
It's
you.
like I know it's not gonna do as much as Dad's vehicle, but just for a little extra protection, maybe.
Okay. Go ahead. So as you guys have passed through, weaving in and out of the majority of these spheres, which as you get in, it becomes a little bit easier to read their trajectory, as they're literally just like hanging in the air for a few seconds, and then it's very telegraphed where they're going to land. Dodging the actual physical mass is easy. Dodging the light beams as you're getting farther and farther inside of this disco junction becomes incredibly difficult. Go ahead and give me another driving check, and any additional bonus action that you want to do, or any additional action, Tink, that you want to do.
Driving check?
Drive tech plus driving plus 1d10 times.
While she's
the
doing that,
25.
Okay.
Dun. Natural 10.
Okay.
how large are these rays?
The closer you are, the smaller they are. Again, they sort of expand out. I'd say if you're within 30 feet of one of these spheres, the ray's width will extend to about 4 feet. If you're 60 feet away, it'll be like 10 feet.
Okay. And did you say it's still at a point now in the storm that it's relatively safe beyond the beams to go out, at least regarding like radiation damage?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Plus local expert.
Didn't everybody cover themselves up before we came in here? Or no, was that? I don't know.
The vehicles were covered. The individuals who are just almost permanently outside are pretty fully covered.
Yeah, because they were like.
Is it plus anything else or just local expert and my roll?
Intelligence.
Oh, right. In that case, 12.
It's
bad. It's
yeah. No. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have an idea, and in order to execute the idea, I need like a scrap piece of metal. If it's as big as 4 feet, great. But I'll take anything, small as 2 if I can't find anything.
I would say, as you guys are pushing forward, you got a 20. You got a 25.
You got
a natural 10.
Oh yeah, natural 10. You got a 25. Okay, so as both vehicles are leading the charge, Netra, you are perfectly staying behind Bright Bloom as it's e-braking, turning around the impact zones, and just Bright Bloom sees. Let's say you're heading towards one of the impact zones of one of these spheres, and you're actually kind of worried because Astraea is driving directly towards it. And as the large sphere impacts, you see Astraea shift to the left ever so slightly, and then sort of e-brake around the impact zone, and actually grab the top of the ball and redirect it far away from where with the plow, the makeshift plow in front of her, and redirect it off far away from the caravan, giving you guys some room to breathe. I would say, Tink, give me a cool plus persuasion to try, or bribery, persuasion or bribery, to try and see if you can coax one of the caravan members to like pull up next to them and do a deal for some metal.
I got an 11. I rolled high. I'm just not cool.
You have luck.
Yeah. Sorry, guy who almost died on the way. I can't. We're in some shit now. It'd be even crazy for one of us to make a trade at this time. Yeah, whatever. That is what you called yourself last episode. I'm the guy who almost died on the way. So the trade doesn't happen. It's hard to find any scrap outside of like the actual metal on Bright Bloom, or sorry, not Bright Bloom, but Bastion.
Okay. I'm gonna check to see if there are rounds in the machine gun. I forget, was that?
Didn't buy any.
I thought that.
I mean,
was that ripped off?
You did get armor-piercing rounds from.
Yeah, that was a while ago. We
manticores.
used it all.
From the manticores.
Yeah, I wrote that down, but it's all gone now.
It can't be all gone.
It can't be all gone. We weren't in a gunfight.
000. Oh my God, didn't we fire some earlier?
I'm confident that you should have at least 98 rounds of armor piercing in the back seat, or sorry, in the back compartment.
Okay. All right, then I will be scrambling around to load that up. Yeah, because I remember I put it in the trunk.
I wrote down. Wait, 98 incendiary ammo for a gun on top of the car.
Oh, incendiary. And was that from the Manticore or from the Manticores? Because I know that you guys had incendiary, EMP, and armor piercing.
Mm-hmm. That was a long time ago that we had all those. With
Yeah, I know,
max.
but you haven't used all of them. You used all of your initial armor piercing.
I wrote down
then you got
98
more.
armor piercing max.
No, I used armor piercing and I used all the EMP as well.
Okay, so then you have a replenishment of 98 armor piercing, and you also still have 98 or 100 incendiary.
Okay.
So,
Then I'll load up the armor piercing.
okay, so as Astraea is like e-braking around this sphere to redirect it, Netra, you gain this wild level of inspiration watching Bright Bloom elegantly swerve and control this orb as it spins on top of Astraea's different buds that are acting as the plow. The only issue is that the ball is staying still and also rotating these lights. So you were just like e-braking, ripping the steering wheel left and right, just like almost breakdancing with the car in the air, dodging these strands of light that are just, again, just like best I can describe it, is disco balling, rotating around the entire landscape. So just, and you put on your e-brake, but slam on the gas as hard as you can as you're sort of like the back is shifting out, rotating out to the left from out of Bastion. And as the orb gets thrown into another direction, you a strand of light burns the ground next to you as you just barely dodge it. And Astraea takes off after redirecting it, and you just take off right behind her.
I use a bonus action to throw my lunch up, whatever that was, in the back seat.
What a character, this Tink.
Didn't have my seatbelt on.
Yeah. And the you and the bunny and the bear in the car just sort of like fumbling and rotating in the back, like sliding left, sliding right. And as you get up, as both vehicles take off into the farther into Disco Junction, you sort of rub your eyes and you see that the bear with the studded vest is right in front of you, just covered in
No, we dropped the bear off with.
You mean the bunny?
You dropped the bear off?
Yeah, I have
yeah,
the
remember we
bunny.
did that trade with
Adina.
Adina.
Because she was freaking out in the back seat.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah. Okay.
Or
thank
like
you.
we got up close and.
And
Or was it the
Adina's
bunny?
still like the trade may have happened, but Adina is still back in the fetal position, sort of caressing Max. Okay, he's gone. Caressing Max as well. So I thought you'd given her something else, but okay. So then the bunny is just, jumped through the Lost Boys bamboo sheet of your throw up.
Gross.
Ooh.
You're never gonna get it out of that stuffed animal.
Bunny,
It's just
Bunny,
gonna smell forever.
Bunny Max and Bear J.
Nasty.
Now
Other-
Winslow is
other way.
definitely
Whoa,
gonna.
no, you're
enjoy
right.
it.
Yeah.
You mean Bunny
Okay.
J?
Yeah. I don't know why the thing I created is hard for me to remember. All right.
It's down.
Okay, so give me one more roll as you guys finally see the black and green horizon that extends past the Disco Junction. You guys have been driving for about a few miles at this point.
This dice is on fire.
Another 10?
Yes.
Okay, Astraea,
How many uses of the chaff do I have?
you have 3 uses of the trap.
Can I shoot it anywhere, like in a direction, like
think
forward,
so.
backwards, left, right, or
The
just, like,
nature
directly?
of the chaff is it's sort of this all-encompassing flares arcing out in both the like right up, directly above and to the right and left side. Just
Atomic missiles are basically just straightforward, I guess. And
Yeah.
I have 2 buds with those. Like, all right, so I got what I got. So I want to like, can I do like a hold action? I guess.
Yes, 2.
If one of the beams comes near me, I want to like basically fire the chaff in front of the beam, in front of like me and like the beam car chaff. And that still doesn't work. I don't know. If the chaff like, we'll come to that. We'll come to that later. So
Okay.
that's what I want to hold. And
Give me. You got another natural 10. Give me a driving plus reflex. But
1.
what's the total for you?
Oh, 18.
Wow.
18.
Wow. Oh my god.
Still 18.
I have
But it
everything
was,
in driving.
It was a natural 1.
Yeah.
So you see Bastion beyond all odds that you've ever known. Not only Bastion, but also of the capabilities of Netra. It pulls in front of you and arcs around, weaves in and out of 2 impact zones of these balls, and fully exits the Disco Junction.
Oh, we're already at the end of Disco Junction.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see it. It just accelerate outside of the death zone of these rotating balls and lights crossing, and it distracts you a little bit, as you thought you were the leader. And as your eyes get distracted for a brief moment, you hear this as your entire car gets pushed down into the ground from a metallic orb about 7 meters wide. Impacts directly onto the car. And as it's rotating, you can hear the scraping of metal as the orb is still rotating on top of your car. In between your Bright Bloom and the ground, the lights are shooting out in every direction still, and you can see that one of the beams is rotating down at you, and you go ahead and press the chaff, which shoots into the orb, and you can see almost just this from the chaff that's arcing out and pressing into the bottom of the orb that's on top of you. It almost creates this like path, like the chaff arcs out and around, and you can see this highlighted brilliantly glowing purple, blue, white, yellow hallway extend before you, but not before you take second.
You never gave me the health of Bright Bloom, so
I did give you the health of Bright Bloom.
you gave me the health of Bastion.
Bright Bloom is 22 armor and 60 health.
Same as Bastion.
No.
Bastion is 20 armor and 50 health.
Oh, I thought you said that was 20.
You take 32 points of damage. So that's 22. So you take your armor's now down to 21, and you take 10 points of damage. So you're down to 50. As your chaff gets released, you notice that none of your electrical components suffer nullification, as your entire immediate vicinity is consumed by this hyper colorful kaleidoscope of flickering, glittering color from your chaff, which is disrupting the electrical rays.
Okay. Yeah.
But it almost like slams down on your vehicle and just rotates off, and then bounces on the ground to the right of your vehicle and continues up in the air. Okay. Because of that, you see that as you all leave Disco Junction, and you still hear the behind you, and you can see the sort of the lights extend across the sky, shifting and rotating. Tetra brings the comms to her mouth and says, "How are we looking? Did we lose anybody?" Dyson breaks out over the comms and says,
Yeah, unfortunately we lost one of our satellite vehicles. But only one. I'd count ourselves lucky. We'll We'll send him a prayer as soon as we make camp, after all this is over.
So you just lost one of the caravan, and the top of Bright Bloom is just like, you look up and it's about 3 inches lower, bowed in the center, and definitely the frame itself has suffered some damage, but not quite a lot. But you have successfully passed through Disco Junction, barreling down. I mean, I've used barreling down quite a few times now. This open tundra, lightning still crackling overhead near infinitely and perpetually. But there's no rain, so you're okay. And it's just like you'll see destroyed and withered tree, a series of cars that have been abandoned on different highways, and some towns and cities that have been fully abandoned and mostly run down and destroyed as you're sort of passing through right now. Is there anything that you would like to do?
There was some driving there, Nitra.
Yeah, it was really
Damn.
not even that hard.
Where was it luck?
Oh, I did take drugs. You know, it might have been the drugs.
Those are some
And you
good
look at
drugs.
Actually, you can't even tell because she's wearing a headset. But
Underneath, my pupils are like...
yeah, they're full black, demonic level black.
Whoa!
No,
Wait, does that do?
You can't see.
Does it do that? Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, I mean,
It's also pretty hot tonight.
Open up a channel with Astraea. Seems like they took quite a hit.
Astraea, are you okay?
We're fine.
They're fine.
Well,
How's
we would
the
be
thanks
team?
for
more
leading
fine
the
if
way
I was
there.
driving, but
Perhaps, but you're not.
fair enough.
Okay.
Your friends are proving to be quite impressive, Astraea.
Yes.
They were the first ones to leave Disco Junction, albeit out of formation. But I saw the way their vehicle moved. Netra has some potential. Have you thought about investing in training her?
I don't train people, no.
Keeping our secrets safe, I see.
There are no secrets. You never taught me anything. You just put me in the side of your car and then drove around.
Everything you see is a lesson, Astraea.
Could have told me that.
Because it wasn't directly fed to you does not mean that it wasn't there.
I seem to...
Are you a good driver or not?
Ish.
No, objectively you are.
Ish.
Trust in yourself.
Ish. I
Let
will say that to
fate
you, Mother.
decide to guide these.
And she says, Guardian not found. Now it is found.
That might have been bad, but it's not the worst that this damn Radstorm has to offer. That was just an appetizer, really. I've heard rumors of a city, a dead city of broken apes. Large machines in the ancient form of an ape roam. A vast city of stone. Some trustworthy travelers muttered that the apes are guarding a massive weapon from before the Deathfall. I haven't seen it myself, but I can only imagine the haul that we could gain from such a place. There's also many other catastrophes that this unnatural disaster contains.
Do you really want to chance that with the caravan being so beat up already?
It's the only thing we can do. We have to keep going. And if there is any reasonable place to stop, to make repairs, or to plan, keep your eyes peeled, but in this hellscape, it's not likely. And you hear Adina in the back go,
I bet they're really guarding the world's biggest bananas. And
I see you're
Tetra
fine now.
just looks back and says, "Probably, little one. Probably that's it. Sure."
Oh.
Did you know what? How do you even know what a banana is, Adina? Did they synthesize it for you? What?
My mom told me stories about the old world, about fruits and vegetables.
Never heard of them.
Containing colors you've never even seen before, so vibrant and delicious.
Myths. All of them.
I'm gonna bring them back one day.
I believe you will one day. You can do a bunch of
Pick all
amazing
fruits
things.
And Adina sort of after this, it's almost like she got excited about talking of wild things, and then as it dies down a little bit, you start to see sort of like a bead of sweat drip down her large forehead, and she starts to reflect feelings of just discomfort and
It's like, what's
pain.
wrong with you, Adina? What's wrong? You seem to be in pain ever since we got to the storm.
The clouds are shouting,
The thunder.
crying.
Thunder and rain.
I can't make out what they're saying, but it hurts.
It's a song. Just think of it as a song.
I'll try. Tetra says, as you guys are now sort of entering this, what seems to be, as you're looking to your right and left, this train station that's been long abandoned, turned over trains on the left and right, train cars that are separated in utterly unnatural angles. She says, just take a left after this train, and as you exit the railway yard, actually it says that the browser encountered an issue. Is the stream still up?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
It might just be your Wi-Fi.
must just be in my headset. Yeah. Without any clear indication as to why, she just says take a left.
Okay. I guess I take the left.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence plus either tracking or perception. Or local expert, I would say.
I guess I'll do intelligence was tracking. Uh, 11 plus 10. 21.
21? Okay. The only detail you can make out that is apparent is that of all the lightning strikes happening in the 360-degree sphere around you, it seems like there's a lot more lightning happening in the direction that she pointed you in.
Like, do you have any more of those lightning spikes ready, Mom? I'd probably get them handy.
Of course. Okay. Anybody else doing anything? As you guys notice that you're actually approaching what looks to be another thick storm collection of lightning and rain and thunder. It seems to be another and just like dense smoke a few miles ahead of you.
I'm just gonna, have both my hands on the two front seats and like pull my face forward, and while looking at all the trains, look over at Netra and be like, my tech says that this used to be some kind of train junction. And then I'm gonna go back into the back seat. Oh. That's what I do.
Okay. About 15 minutes pass before you hit the wall of the dense rad storm once again, as you hear the thunder crackle in more densely, almost as though it's being carried easier through this portion of the storm. You hear the dense patterings of the rain impact the casings of your car, and it's very difficult to see in front of you. Tetra, Netra, Astraea. Tetra is still guiding you, as you are still the tip of the spear of this caravan. I want you to roll, Netra, a driving, and you, Astraea, driving. For you, Netra, tech plus driving plus 1d10. Double your d10 as it hasn't been an hour yet. And add 2 because you're following Bright Bloom.
You're in front of me now.
I guess I'll ask the question. Would you continue to be the leader here?
No. I don't want to be the leader.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
I figured that was just like a spur of the moment, like very much into it, feeling the rhythm of the road, and yeah, the intoxicating effect of the dramatic situation that you were in. That's mostly the reason why Netra pulled in front of you. But otherwise, Bright Bloom is still the one very much guiding the caravan.
I got a 19.
19? Okay.
Oh, reflex was 25 again.
25 again. Okay. You managed to, through throwing various different lightning sticks off into the distance to channel the different lightning, also due to the armor plating, the storm cloaks that most all vehicles in here are adorned with, you managed to safely navigate it through this, what would normally be a highly confusing and chaotic environment around you. About an hour and a half passes, and you have successfully managed to stay together as a cohesive unit, barreling through and not get lost here. As you guys exit this thicker portion of the rad storm, I have something. Hold on.
What's happening?
Is this a character or is this you?
I'm trying to find a portion of my notes. Yeah. Okay. So, Tetra goes. You see, here in the storm, she's talking to Astraea. You must chase the lightning, darling. That is my secret. One of them. Anyway. That's how you navigate this unnatural disaster. We can afford to scavenge if we need to or come across a grand haul. Just look to the Heaven's Fury to get back on track.
Wait a minute, so we're not headed towards the ruins anymore?
The ruins?
I said we're headed towards some ruins that the lightning was going for.
Yeah, some ape.
No. She was just telling you a story of something that is worse than the Disco Junction. Like, even a place she hasn't been to but has heard some travelers go to it apparently exists inside of this rad storm. So it's you're not heading there. You're not purposely heading to a dead city filled with apes or like mechanical apes or whatever. She's just saying that, like, yeah, I've heard weird ass shit like that.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna keep going for wherever the lightning is, wherever she's taking us towards the denser lightning. Then yeah.
Okay.
Continue.
You see off into the distance, as now it's a clear vista before you, where you can see other portions where the rad storms begin to fill in with all of its intensity. And as you begin to just then naturally course correct your steering wheel to the direction of the most dense lightning, she says, "See, you're starting to get it, as it seems as though you are heading in the right direction, Astraea."
You told me to go this way, so why wouldn't I be headed in the right direction?
Sometimes it's hard to see what's obviously right in front of you. Okay, anybody doing anything right now?
Well, you know.
Turn off the
Drive.
defenses or turn off the blooms or whatever in the bright bloom, I guess, since we're no longer
Okay.
there.
They shift away from each other, sort of pull in their pedals to be buds once more, and rotate back down and set themselves in place, cleanly filling in the seams of the vehicle. You start to see in front of you, it's unclear how many miles, but you start to see this near continual stream of lightning connecting to a piece of the earth in front of you. It's like this, and then it'll stop for a brief second, and then it'll continue to stream down from the sky. And Tetra says, "I think it's about time. We're almost there." About another 45 minutes pass as you're driving. This is far off into the distance.
I'm sorry, there's just one thing I'd like to do.
Okay.
Now that things are calmer, I'm going to put on the harness that Howland dropped off. That's it.
Okay, it is a it's like a chest rig with straps that come over your shoulder, come over both shoulders, cross across the front and your abdomen, connect along the back for a back strap, and there are two, and it's like thick leather, and there are two leather
Like hooks?
lengths of fabric that connect to two different carabiners. And so you have one carabiner with your left hand, another carabiner with your right hand, and you can still clip them on the front chest rig when you don't need them, but this will definitely give you an advantage just staying on vehicles.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put that on and then clip the like strap carabiners onto the rig.
All right. Okay. As you get closer to the stream of lightning, you start to see a seam in the world stretch in front of you, perpendicular to your direction. You get closer, and this seam reveals itself to be a wide canyon. Two cliffs facing one another of two separate portions of the earth that have been just fully separated by, the closer you get, you estimate about 20 meters. As you get closer and closer, you see that the stream of lightning its focal point is like a pin, a large pin sticking out from the depths of this canyon. So it's like imagine a what's the name of the a cone. As you get closer, it's a cone sticking out with a metal tip. and you get closer and closer, and you see that it is this almost pearl-like material that is, now that you've, Tetra says, set down here. There's no way across as we know it. At least not available to us right now. This has always been tricky. You see that there is this circular cone sticking out of the, sticking just above the I guess the canyon's threshold. So it's like as you drive up, there's this circular, almost like horn, rising from the canyon. That this electrical energy is near constantly connecting to.
Wow. It's a pearlescent cone?
Yes.
That's higher than the surface level of the two sides of the canyon?
Yes.
Cliffs?
As you notice, the actual opposite side is kind of, it's not fully even. The opposite side sort of directly across from you is level, and then it ascends up about 30 feet and then arcs down and then sort of like waves up. So the opposite side is actually, in most cases, a little bit higher than the level that you're currently at right now. And you just see this horn sticking out of the ground.
Well, this is crazy. Hope they know how to get across.
Yeah.
And do the two cliffs span the length of our peripherals?
Yes.
Mm.
You can do an investigation check, or you can try and. She says it looks like they're down now.
Who's down?
I haven't actually encountered this before. I was hoping it would be in the same place. And she says, take a look off the edge. As you are, it's actually, you have to yell to even hear each other from the thunderous, the continuous thunder that's extending from the connection point of this horn and the continual electricity beaming down into it.
Hey, Astraea! Or Netra. Open up another channel with Astraea's vehicle. Please.
Astraea? What are we doing up here? This looks like a giant drop-off point.
We got time to check out the vehicle?
I suppose so. You do whatever you want in this time frame, I guess my mom says. I haven't figured out why, but go ahead.
Alright, let us know when, well, we gotta move.
Mom, tell them what you haven't told me.
I mean, there's not much. There used to be a way to cross here at this intersection. The site and the machine down there is something I've never seen before, but it was helpful a few months ago. Now we may have to find another way. Does anybody take a look off the edge?
Yeah, I will have popped out of the car. I was gonna, open up the hood, but I'm bewildered, so I'll
I
take
want
a
to
look.
look at this giant cone
Okay.
machine.
Whatever it is low.
What did you say? Perception? Or
I don't think he's actually said yet.
oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to look for it, add it. Perception. Perception.
12.
Okay.
16.
16. With a 12, it's you take a look over the edge and you look down at its porcelain pearlescent exterior, and Tink, is that No, that'd just be weight. I'm not that crazy. Netra, you see the clear but mostly destroyed shape of a stallion in between the crevice of this canyon that seems to have... It's not exactly clear how it got here. The chest and front legs are utterly mangled and bent and rent as they're forced part way into the side of the canyon that you're on, at least the front torso. The face of this, as you see, is dug into the cliff ground right underneath where you see the horn extending. And now you see that it's actually two horse sort of, it's the brow of a horse that extends a little bit over the edge of the cliff, and the horn that continues up. You see bent and rent wings on either side of the stallion, almost as though it crash landed here or something. You're not exactly sure, but it's a mixture of a Pegasus and a unicorn that has found its way bridging this gap.
Interesting.
It looks as though the wings, this whole thing is like an artificial fabrication. It is certainly made out of metal, and this, now that you see Netra, the continual lightning, you actually see curling up the horn is this almost like this neon highlight that's about 75% the way up the horn. And as the electricity continues to pound into this sharp object, the neon highlight extends further up the horn.
I feel like once it gets to the top of that horn, it might help us out. Or something big is gonna happen.
You've been playing too many games. What makes you think that?
I've played a lot of games.
Oh, okay.
I recognize this puzzle. Well.
Yes, the wings were extended for us in the past. They almost made a perfect bridge across this chasm. I was hoping that it would be the same this time, although now I feel foolish that it's not. It seems to be a thing of metal make, a thing that man has made, and maybe we can control it? At the very least, it seems to be housing a lot of power that maybe we can manipulate to our means.
Well, if you need a test dummy, I'm your guy.
I don't have any ideas right now as to how I'd use you, because the only thing I can think about would just end in your death. So, stick around.
All right. I'll be right over there.
So you can try and investigate it further. You can, I don't know. It's up to you. This is.
I'm not any sort of detective, so, but I am a mechanic. I'm gonna take a look at the car, see if she needs anything, and good luck with this.
You do know that it's about time for Bastion to get like the new layer of duct tape around all of the makeshift fixes.
I guess I'm gonna just check over Bright Bloom and see if it's okay.
You can also give me a tech plus basic tech to see how you can fix, or you can give me a tech plus driving to see how you can fix
16.
Bright Bloom. Is that including driving?
That's just intelligence plus. What did I just roll actually? Oh yeah, I don't have the other thing, so it's just 8 and 8. So yeah, it's just the roll plus the roll, so 16. Yeah.
Okay. It's a new vehicle, but it's a vehicle that your mom's always had, just more upgraded now. You're really just using the base amount of knowledge that you've gained being away from your mother to be able to assess it, and she helps you out. So if you add 10 to your roll with her sort of guiding you, being a 26, then you can easily assess where the damage is, how the destruction of the top affected the rest of the mechanisms within the vehicle, and you can spend your time fixing that, as it seems as Netra and Tink, well, I suppose maybe just Netra is trying to assess the unicorn to understand how you might get past. Also give me a tech plus driving. Or whatever you think would be most relevant for this role. Just let me know what it is.
Okay.
Other people are getting out of their vehicles now, as you guys have parked over the edge, and by the edge, and they're looking at the unicorn, and they're just like, "Wow, this is bizarre, man. These wings were up the last time we were here. I wonder what happened." What'd you get?
1.
It's the best mechanic we have.
Something just possesses you to pick up a wrench and just bash in the window.
Oh my god. No! Please, no.
As you see like the glimmering of certain wires and mechanical components off in the distance from the lightning streaks reflected in the window, and you're like, I got, and you just throw your wrench through the window.
This lightning is driving me crazy!
Take the
Make it
armor
stop!
down by 1.
But now the window's broken. Now we have to wear those oxygen masks like the whole time.
Okay.
Probably.
Can I try and make like a duct tape window?
Yeah, you better make a duct
Go ahead and give me a tech plus basic check.
Um, 20. No, not 20. Or, yeah, it's a 20. Total.
Yeah, you do like a full layer of reinforced duct tape across the window, and put as many of the larger pieces of the window as you can on it. I could have sworn that was the engine. I don't know what got into me.
Thank God it wasn't the engine.
And it's now you are pretty confident that it's, you know, rad proof, but you can't see through the back left window anymore.
Perfect.
I'm losing the grip on reality.
So Netra, are you waiting for the unicorn to fill, or are you?
I'm gonna ask around to figure out like where the wings were located when they did come up.
You can see down that they're just like bent and sort of like
obvious where they're
morphed,
at?
and yeah.
Are we like pretty in line with it so that if they were to raise, we would just go across?
Potentially, they are. It's almost like you hear some of the caravan talking about how it's sunk since the last time being here. It's sunk by many different feet. Like the head was visible the last time. So the wings might still work, but it might also be too low. And as you're having this conversation with the Quasars, the horn, as the neon coloration reaches the tip, just discharges this continual sort of colorful spectrum of just like waving into the air, just, and it almost creates this this cavity in the clouds as this power is just discharged, sailing into the sky. 5 seconds pass. 6 seconds pass. This continual.
I fall on my ass, and I'm just like, oh God!
Wow.
And then it sort of like steams, comes off as like plates from the forehead separate out, and steam billows out. Then the plates shift back in, and the lightning continues to impact the metal horn, and you see the bar just slowly start to recharge.
Bar?
So it looked like
The neon lighting around the corn.
So it basically looked like it couldn't open. Like it tried to open.
Couldn't open?
Or like
It's
the
charging.
wings couldn't extend or anything.
That had nothing to do with the wings. That was
Oh.
literally just like the horn had been fully
Charged?
conducted
Oh.
by
heat
the
releasing.
lightning and had just absorbed this energy and then just continues to discharge it. You imagine that this is something that happens periodically. I mean, this is a mechanical beast, so you can try and hack into it if you would like. There are also a few seams that you noticed around the body of it. That's many feet below the surface. You'd have to like climb down. But yeah.
I'm gonna get up and walk towards the cliff, and I'd like to take a look at it and inspect it or investigate it.
Okay, give me an intelligence plus perception or is it investigation?
I'd like to stand
forget.
near
Try-
him and try to hack into it as well.
Okay.
15.
You see that there are many different seams that comprise the outside metallic skeleton plating of this hold on, sorry, really quickly. As you're looking down, you just hear as sorry, Netra, that's you. As you try and hack into it, you just see this electric tendril just bore into her headset and knock her back on her ass. And you take
Oh my god.
wow, you take 6 points of damage.
Petra,
Thanks, boy.
don't stare for too long.
Okay. You said, yeah. You see, metal seams that represent the plating that comprises the exoskeleton of this this unicorn Pegasus steed thing or whatever it is. It's about it bridges the gap of the caverns. It was a huge horse, but you see out of these seams, you see one with this sort of that looks like a bulkhead on the top in between its shoulders, and you see that it is bent and shifted in on itself, representing that it might be very hard to open.
I see where you're going with this. Okay. I'd like to walk over to Astraea and Tetra. You know, I moved a lot of junk around back at the shop. Maybe if you guys have something to, hook up to this thing, maybe we could pull it out. Pull it up, pull it out, I don't know. There's also a bulkhead over there. Maybe we could try and rip that off.
I can certainly see the
what's
value
inside.
this thing would have on the market, but it looks to be about, I don't know, 30 tons. It's I don't think even the full capacity of every vehicle here could actually, maybe that way, but we certainly don't have enough chains and rope to do so. Ooh. I don't think we have the capability to bring it out. Right
What
now.
about just the bulkhead then?
Much less move it. We have cutting tools. we have climbing equipment. You yourself are wearing a harness, so.
All right, we'll do it.
We just witnessed your courage mere hours ago. Are you offering yourself up for another adventure, Tink?
The mortal code
Tink
is up for it, right, gang?
I'm still like holding my head.
Oh,
How much hurts.
Netra's still on the ground, I guess, but smoking, so don't want to tend to her
She's
first.
fine.
I want to go ask her that before you sign her up for that, though. So.
Just intense ringing in my ears.
Netra,
What?
quit messing around.
What?
We got a job to do.
Her face is like fully black.
I was just electrocuted.
Those
but,
vape pens will kill ya.
What do you want?
We
I can't hear you.
how's
gotta
your
speak up.
climbing skills? That's not
Poor.
important.
They're poor.
Get ready.
Okay.
Look alive. Here, I'm gonna reach my hand out and help her up.
Okay.
Dust yourself off.
And you
Come
see
on.
different cars like backing up with metal cabling, metal twined wires rotated around the back of the vehicles, affixed around a twine with a cable. Like
Winch.
if you've seen the second Jurassic Park,
A winch.
a winch, burn it. No, don't burn it. They back up with two different winches, and you can use them as you see fit, connected to different buggies who sort of like put themselves into e-brake, even put some stakes in the ground on the back side of the vehicle, very large, dense stakes to try and prevent their vehicle from moving backwards. And you have now two different reinforced cables to use to sort of descend down.
Well, I need this gear. You all saw my ability to, climb and jump and stuff, but unless they have some extras, maybe you might be on your own.
I'll
I
be
could take it
fine.
off.
It's fine.
All right, well, let's do it. We're all thinking.
You said
Hook me up, baby.
taking reflex. I can double my reflex and dex rolls.
Yes.
Cool. I'll be fine.
Your intelligence is half.
She just like walks up to
That's
the
That's why I think I'm
volatile
fine.
horn that's just like spilling electric energy from it. It's just like just like matrixing out of the way of it. Taking full advantage of this.
Faster than lightning.
Okay, so you are doing what now? What is your plan, Tink?
So I have my power pack, and arc welder. I'm planning on being, lowered down by the winch and the harness system, until I'm at the base of the canyon, or the part where I can walk over to this, metal construct, and then the go over to the hatch, the opening or bulkhead. Is a bulkhead just a wall?
A bulkhead is the way that I picture it is a reinforced door purposely made to secure something. It is a thick metal.
Depends how long I can't trust my memory. Yes,
So,
sure.
so
I'm gonna try to.
every door that you pass through in a ship, in like a military ship, is a bulkhead with the thick sort of wheel that locks things in place.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna try to
tight.
arc weld my way through that door and
Okay.
inside
Connecting yourself to one of the cables, sort of carabiner yourself.
with these guys. Right?
No one's coming with.
I'm at Bright Blooms trying to get my mom to give me one of the buds, I guess. Like, can I borrow one of these buds? Just take it with me? Just have it float there? I mean, I could reprogram it. I have some cyber tech, not a lot, but I could try and reprogram it.
I can pilot it from the from Bright Bloom. if you want.
All right, that's
We'll
fine.
follow
As long as we will have an eye in the sky, I guess. Sure.
All right, just tell me where you need me.
I want you to hover over my shoulder. That's it.
So as the three of you, two of you, three of you,
3 of us.
both connect yourselves to another vehicle pulls up with its winch
I'm
on
just
the
gonna
back.
use my mechanical hand, pretty much.
Two,
That's
sorry,
just
okay, then 2 winches still suffice as Netra and Tink descend across opposite shoulders down the length of the neck of the unicorn Pegasus, descending down the length. Astraea, you just are ascending down the cliff with merely the mechanisms within your hand that are sort of like naturally gripping and ripping into the wall and holding themselves firm as they vice themselves into the stone of the
I got like
cliff.
3-inch cardboard glass claws that come out of my fingers because of my mechanical hand. So
And almost you can even rotate them down, so you stick your fingers into the sides of the cliff and just activate the saws, and you just sort of saw down yourself. So this is where, as you all sort of clink 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 onto the top of this unicorn in the center of this very precarious chasm that you can't even see to the bottom of. This is where we'll pick up when we come back from our break at 20 minutes from now. Thank you for watching so far, everybody. Hope you've been enjoying the rad storm. Remember to like and share and follow across all of the channels, and we will see you when Fate next brings us together 20 minutes from now. Toodaloo.
Welcome back, Sasapunks, to the stream of your dreams. When last we left the mortal code, they had descended down into the canyon, stuffed with a unicorn, onto the back shoulder blades of the unicorn. In between the bent and morphed and bludgeoned metallic wings of the unicorn, where the bulkhead is located, right in between the sort of shoulder blade mechanisms that are responsible for articulating the wings. What would you like to do?
If all that went well, then I'd like to make my way over to the bulkhead.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Can I just like inspect it further? I think I rolled decent last time.
You did, but you were on top of a cliff a little far away, so it was just like spotting the bulkhead was the best you could do, and you did notice that it was obviously damaged, but the extent you're not clear of. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Well, somehow it's not much better. Maybe even worse. 12.
This thing's bent to like shit. It's the metal wheel that sort of opens that's responsible for opening the bulkhead is like smashed in and bent and twisted. The bolt of the wheel is completely sort of like broken off, and the metal is slid across the wheel after being like superheated, so it's like molded together. It looks fucked.
Ooh. Well, that doesn't look good. Astraea, you got some fancy limbs. Think you could pry it open?
My limbs aren't strong. They just cut. That's it.
Oh. You don't have that young strength.
No.
Damn. All right. Well,
I
then.
could probably do it. Step aside, old man.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Oh, this is gonna be good.
What do I roll?
Where is it?
What are you trying to do?
I don't know. He said something
She's
about
gonna try
strength,
and pry it open.
and you know, I can maybe, pull it open a little bit.
Right.
So you're gonna try and muscle this thing open. I guess
Yeah.
nobody has tried yet. So give me a Dex plus Athletics. Oh yeah, you do double your rolls, so.
Yeah, maybe I can do it. I'm pretty sure I do it. 30.
What?
I do it!
How is that possible?
With the power of PCP, anything is possible.
I was
Oh,
like,
man.
in my head, I was like, a 30 will do it, but she'll never get it. Her points can't even get high enough for that, so I can't be
Psych.
dishonorable now.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So as Astraea and Tink are just sort of like shoulder to shoulder, arms crossed, like looking at it, like, well, I fucking can't. I don't have. What do you want to do? What are you gonna do? Netra just sort of like passes in between them and like pushes them aside and sort of like cracks her knuckles and like loosens up her shoulders a little bit and gives like a ugh! And then just like gets into that like where you take like 30 seconds to line up your dumb little regular squat stance, just like getting over the fucking
I have
the
no
squat
muscle.
bar,
I don't know how I did
I'm not
this.
sure.
stretching out your neck for some reason. You're doing squats and then like getting like, is this nope? Yep. And then like looking down at your feet, making sure they're placed properly to the side. Again, just taking way too long to do the very simple task. And she just like bends down with a perfect posture, grabs around the wheel that's responsible for unlocking it. She doesn't even spin it. She just hear
and you see like her shoulder blades. You see like the separation of the strands of muscle in her shoulder blades, and you actually see what was once a pool noodle before. You see like the briefest definition of a tricep start to just like bulge out a little bit, and you just hear and as she's like yelling, as veins are like popping out of her neck, as she's lifting, she's reverse squatting, she's pushing, I don't know, she's, she grabs the metal and she just fucking tears the door off and like
holy moly,
and does one of those like snatch grabs, and then of course she ruined her alignment and pulled a muscle, and she's like bleeding from some veins that just popped out of her neck.
Who are you?
She just like throws the bulkhead into the abyss below.
I'm gonna turn around and be like, I'm Netra. And stand as if like a cape is flowing behind me, but there's not one.
I'm gonna look at the reflex and be like,
and you can still see that like there are 3 metal sort of points that extend out of the sort of like the reflex, vial that you shove into your neck, and it's still shoved into her neck.
Oh my god, I didn't take it out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So some blood pouring down.
Ugh.
Netra, that was amazing, but don't lose yourself to drugs. Seriously.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, thanks. But okay, let's carry on then. You first. I'm not getting in your way.
Yeah, I guess I slipped down into there.
Okay. Boom, boom. There are like there are sort of ladder bars built into the frame that descends down into the what is looks to be the middle compartment. Some storage here. Most every single any sort of storage component that was on the wall, it looks to be broken open and desperately searched through. You see a withered corpse in the corner, and you see the bulkhead into the cockpit ajar. It is open, and you see another bulkhead in the back leading to what looks to be like the back third of the unicorn frame.
I would have popped down behind Netra, and I'm gonna take a look at the dead person.
I'm gonna head to the cockpit.
Okay. Tink, you notice that the dead person has a pilot's helmet next to them. You see some coloration in the helmet, and you see what looks like a dully flashing, almost like USB drive on their sort of like pilot's jacket collar. But otherwise, they're full skeleton. It's been, if you want to do an investigation check to see how long it's been.
No, that's okay. Well, I don't know what did this, but free flash drive, and I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
No.
Also give me. Well, no, it'd be pretty clear to see. On one of the walls, all of the shelving and tubing has been ripped off, and in its place, through a series of, you don't see any paint around, but there is a painting here, a mural of sorts, of it's very crude, but it's of a stallion sort of rearing back triumphantly in the middle of a mechanical city, and sort of billowing out of this stallion are black clouds, and reaching up, silhouetting the stallion in the middle of this mechanical city is what looks like the shape of a mushroom out of the clouds.
Well,
I don't even know what
That's
to make of this information right now.
Give me an intelligence
Should I be
plus
crying?
give me an intelligence plus perception or local expert, but I feel like local expert might be better here.
But my roll is halved, right?
I'm talking
think
to
you were
Tink.
heading
You went
to
to the
the-
you went to the cockpit.
that is 14 total.
You go ahead and scratch some of the material, like some of the paint, some of the portion of the dark mushroom cloud, and you just like you hold it to your tongue and you lick it a little bit, and there's this like very intense flavor of shit.
Oh my god.
Whoa! This is why I don't do art. I'm out. Natra? Don't lick that painting. Wait, Astraea?
I didn't even think of doing that. Why would you do that?
I don't really know. Something took a hold of me.
Yeah.
The DM. GM.
Astraea, you coming down? Are you staying up there, security and stuff, or?
I'm asking my mom what this is real fast through the bud, I guess. Like, does she know anything about like any information on this what's in front of us, I guess, the dead body, anything?
No. We tried not to chance our luck as the wings were in a very opportune position when we last came through here. Although
Was this here
This-
the time before you came the last?
yes, the entire
This has been here.
creature was here.
This has been here for years.
Has to have been.
Was it here when I was a kid? No.
It's reasonable to assume. It seems like it's been here for maybe 100 years. It has shifted down every single time we arrive, but it's more drastically shifted now than it has been before. It's we always thought it would be a treasure trove if we had time to actually investigate it. We do have some now, but not much.
Do I know if this bloom would have any like scanning ability or anything like that, or what?
What kind of scanning are you looking
Just
for?
like can find like equipment that actually runs and has power still. Find out like where the fault is so that I can fix.
Yes. Okay, so as you're looking through the infrared, I don't really know how infrared works, but I'm just gonna assume this is how. You look towards. You're looking around. You sort of like just splay the infrared filter across, streaming the feed of the buds that you're using that are following you. Tetra says that there's. I mean, of course, there's a lot of heat coming from the horn and descending down, and being displaced throughout the metal components. But there's a secondary portion of intense heat, maybe energy, coming from the hind legs. It might be a
Could you take me
storage
there?
system of sorts.
Could you? Could you lead the way there through this belly? Like, all right, I
It
follow
sort of,
the.
it descends down and it looks up and says, "Well, what are you waiting for?"
I'm already following you. I'm already going down.
And you just see it look at the bulkhead and go at like a Star Wars red cylinder of laser detonates into the one of the metal sort of security bars across, and then it looks up, connecting to the next security bar. Looks down. And the door doesn't like automatically shift open. It still needs to sort of be pulled. But it says, well, now it's time for you to work.
I guess I'll pull each bar individually.
Okay. After a very difficult sort of like, I'm not going to make you roll like an athletics check or anything, but it was very hard to even pull this door away because a lot of the frame was like shifted and morphed. So it's natural to assume that the frame itself was compressed to such a degree that it just applied pressure that wasn't there before. So you're just like pulling as hard as you can before you manage to make enough space to see this just spill of white glow exit the seam in between the doorway.
Do I feel a heat shimmer, or is it just light?
You do feel a heat shimmer. It's not like searing, but it is definitely noticeable, and especially because it's already been sort of like hot and humid in this storm. It's even more so emanating from this.
I guess I would check and see if it's radiated or if it's just regular heat.
No leaking radiation here.
All right, then I take off some layers to get myself a little cooler. Like put them outside the door. Just head on in, I guess.
Okay. We'll go to Netra now because you were going to the cockpit. Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
I'm just trying to see if it's still running.
It is. Give me an intelligence plus either local expert, basic tech, or perception, I guess.
Can I also look? I will have walked, met up with her by this time.
Sure. You guys are in the cockpit of this, in sort of like the in between the just in the chest cavity of this. What looks to be almost 100-year-old unicorn Pegasus.
13 and a half.
What is the half? Where's that come from?
You said I half my intelligence roll. Right.
Oh.
I think you round down that.
No, I round up. 13 and a half.
In
Fine.
the hail.
I got a 12.
13, I guess. Wow, we're doing great.
It's hard to make left or tails of anything, you know.
That lightning strike, like, really.
Yeah, it's just like
rocking.
Since the lightning is pretty much detonating into the horn, right, of like mere like 12 or more feet above you. It's hard to make like any sense of anything around you, as even the structure itself is vibrating ever so slightly. It's just where you're at.
Do I see buttons and everything?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of buttons. There's a bunch, you know, the pulling doohickey, and there's definitely that, you know, the steering wheel that doesn't quite make a full circle. And then if you want to go up, you actually go down, and when you want to go down, you actually go up.
I'm gonna start flipping switches.
Okay.
It's gotta turn on.
I'm gonna look for any damages.
Push the muffin button.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence plus. Man, actually, just give me a D10 roll.
Who? Me?
Yeah, because you're just randomly pressing buttons. What's your natural luck score?
10.
Oh wow.
And I got a natural 10, which means something really good happens,
You
right?
rolled so many 10s. Very nice.
Yeah, okay, so you just start pressing buttons and flipping switches, and then you like, it's almost like an organ where there are so many different things to press around you in any given direction. It encases the entirety of this cockpit. There's like levers and switches, and the farther out you extend on the periphery of the actual sort of central control mechanisms, you see very physical what's the opposite of electrical or digital? Analog, thank you. Analog sort of like levers and switches and pulleys and things on the side of the cockpit. And as you just start pressing buttons and nothing's really reacting, you make your way to the more analog features of this cockpit, and you start sort of shifting them up and down. It takes a little bit, but you're still wired on this reflex drug, which is making you an insane PCP-filled, apparently, psychopath. And you start just like you're shifting all these levers and mechanisms, and you hear the shifting and sweeping of metal outside of the cockpit, and you see extend in front of the viewport this metal feather as you pull one of the levers down, and then you pull it up, and the feather shifts up. Tink, what were you doing? Same thing?
I mean, I only rolled I think it was 12, but I was looking for any obvious like damages in here that maybe I could figure out how to fix.
Any of the main digital screen with the main controls is completely cracked and ruined. You notice that most of the main controls are not actually functioning right now. The electrical current from the horn is almost bypassing the entirety of the cockpit, and it's being siphoned towards the back of the unicorn. Astraea, this is where you walk into the this back compartment where the sort of mechanisms for where the hind legs are theoretically located, and you see first of all, you have to wear or shield your eyes to some degree, as this entire room is highlighted by the light of what looks to be 20 batteries containing about at least actually give me an intelligence plus either local expert or education.
That. $17.
You've seen that about even one of these batteries, you've seen them power huge machines. You've seen them power the largest machine in a caravan, like a huge semi. You've seen it power like the large humanoid advanced robo machines. You see, like these are each one of these has been, it seems like, just filled to the brim with spilling energy. They're each one you can consider like a million. What is it, like WA
kilowatts or
whatever?
Watts. Amps.
I think they use a different. System. Where I had it written down. Oh well. Yeah. Each one can power like a giant thing. You realize.
So I'm thinking, like, if there's this many here and this thing doesn't have power, there's got to be a break in the system somewhere. Like, I guess, or is that?
Yeah, it's the rest of the system is not getting anything. These are getting a lot. And then give me, actually, you see small little wires descending from all of these batteries and connecting into one central sphere.
I guess I'm gonna look at it and see if I can figure it out. I mean, I'm starting to do a lot of tech stuff since I have a techie car, but I'm just gonna try and see if I can figure this out before calling.
Okay, give me an intelligence plus education.
Wow, same thing. 17, same thing. I'll give it.
It seems whatever's in the back
give it 3
here,
points of luck to make it a 20.
Whatever these are, 3 points of luck.
Yeah, make it a 20.
This seems like a bomb. It seems like an incredibly powerful bomb.
So this engine is just a bomb. This power source is just a bomb.
It's naive to assume that it's an engine. That you went into the engine room.
Yeah, so there's a power source that has... Let's hook up to what's your power source that's feeding into a ball. So, are any of these wires hooked into this ball?
All of them.
Can I take these wires out of the ball?
Yes, but let's just say it's the equivalent of like multiple colored wires, and
You don't know which wire to cut?
you don't know which wire to cut.
So before I take those out, I'll be like, I'll look around the room to see if there's any like ports that these wires I could put these wires in if once I take them out, or if they just be loose wires with power going to them, I guess.
Okay, give me another intelligence plus local education.
10.
Oh wow.
Oh, so that's 22. Yeah.
After looking over one in great detail, one of these batteries that's has a few cables leading and connecting into the central sphere, you can see that there is a way to safely stop the siphoning of power and to just contain it inside of the battery. And it's not through removing the wires, it's through making the wires inconsequential by just switching a few settings on the casing itself. And you just sort of like, you find the you find like crudely written on like a piece of paper instructions next to one of the batteries.
It's paper.
To like, if shit goes south, this is what you do to like prevent the bomb from going off. And you now have the knowledge to just ensure that the batteries are self-containing, as opposed to like, you know, taking energy from one direction and spilling it out in another direction.
Okay, then I'll flip those switches. Alright, and then I'll, I guess, ask Mom, like, hey, could you use these batteries for anything, or...
Darling, those are worth a fortune.
Do you think you could get somebody down here to get these out?
I have somebody down there to get those out right now.
Okay, send Tink over here, I guess, if you're... Oh, wait a minute, what? If the only person I can mention, I can name is Tink now. That's not who you're thinking of, is it? Or... Very well, Mother. Very well. Let's
just look at you.
Let's call.
Do a bud wink.
Call Tink over. Yep. I'm gonna go to the very front of the car, though.
Okay.
As I pass him, I'm like, there's batteries for you to grab. Just grab batteries. Don't mess with the switches or that ball in this. Never mind. Just do what you do. All right, keep walking.
As you walk, as you guys pass, and you see the hovering sort of like flower bud acting as like a sentinel or drone, it just not really whispers. It says as you enter into the back compartment. She never really was one for physical labor.
All right, I'm gonna grab the battery. Back there, you got it. Going to grab on that battery.
Okay, and there it's gonna take multiple trips to get these. Like
Tink doesn't know that. He's been told to grab a battery.
Okay, you can maybe grab 2 every trip. As they're like.
No, he doesn't know about a trip. He's just gonna grab on and be like, okay, now what?
Don't lick it.
The camera like looks at you and then looks outside of the door, and then Astraea, come back, please.
Can't you speak through the? Does that not have a speaker or what? I guess
it goes to
it
a
doesn't
private
have a
channel,
speaker.
and it goes. I just don't know how to deal with the quirks of some members of your party.
Oop, all right.
And it goes back onto a live channel and says, "Can you
I guess.
Tink.
Yeah, I'll go down there.
Tink, sire.
Tink, sire. Wow. Fancy.
Smith of the Bastion.
Smith of the West.
Would it be so difficult for you to bring some of those batteries up to the Quasars, the caravan?
Oh.
They are incredibly valuable. And some are rightfully yours.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Well, as soon as we wrap up here, we'll bring some back up.
Okay.
You got a lazy kid there. Might want to sort that out.
Calling you daddy? What? Sorry. Sorry, what'd you say, Tink? My mind was just blown up.
Sorry, I was kind of put on autopilot over like back there, but I wanted to also be checking the wiring, from the cockpit to I guess the back,
Okay.
where the legs are.
Do you want to try and move it?
No, I mean, yeah, but for now I'm just trying to find out where the damage is or some kind of
Okay, so what Netra
break in the system.
What Netra found, if it wasn't clear before, was literally the manual operation mechanisms for the wings. And you're trying to find out, just like you're trying to go through the diagnostics of the entirety of the unicorn to try and see what's damaged and what isn't.
Oh no, I thought that there was all the power was being routed to the back and not the front.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I misunderstood the problem here, but I see if Astraea here is all set, and Netra's over here flapping the wings, and that's what we came here to do. Then I'll all right. Well, I'm going to grab those batteries.
Well, you guys take care of the wings, make a bridge for us, and I'll, I guess, take care of this manual labor.
Getting those batteries out is a good thing. All you have to do really is just bring the cable in and hook it up to the
All
battery.
right, but
and you can just bring
guaranteed,
it down.
this is mine. You don't want to
Sure,
help. You don't get any money.
I don't care about the batteries. No, I just wanted them for the caravan. Why would I want them?
You lazy sack of shit.
It's not for me. It's for them.
That is true. 100% true, Art. I didn't. I thought it was just strictly meant for royalty, sire.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll grab. You said I can take two.
Yeah. You can try to, if you
Nah,
get.
I'll grab two. And then hook back up to the winch.
Okay.
Give it 2 tugs and
I'm ready.
To the wench.
To the wench.
Okay, about half an hour. Well, about 20 minutes pass for you to get all 10 up there.
Can I grab the helmet and see why it's flashing? You said there was light inside it. So
No, there wasn't. There were marks inside of it.
You said like it was had power, I guess.
No, he there on his collar there was a flashing USB comm mechanism, and you can still inspect the helmet.
Yeah, I guess I just want to see if the helmet has is it like a technological helmet, or is it just like a helmet that like a hard metal or plastic thing with a face mask?
It's more of a rudimentary helmet made for just protection. It does have a communication device inside, but it also has black and partially deep brown streaks along the sides of it and some crumbs at the bottom.
Ew.
Okay. Can I take out the comms, or just take out the comms and put the rest of the helmet down, I guess? And
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take out the comms and just put that in my pocket real fast and just be like, okay, I'm gonna bring this up to you, Mom. I'm gonna see just to see if it can communicate with with whatever else is out there. Maybe there's more of these. You never know.
Okay. Netra.
I would like to continue playing these buttons like an organ.
Okay, give
And
just
try to get the wings to flap.
go ahead and give me a Dex plus Perception plus 1d10, and you can double the 10 because it's Dex based.
Oh my god.
A 10 again.
Wow, you just
It comes out to 34. I fly the shit
That
out of this
reflex
Pegasus.
was so clutch.
It really was.
yeah. While
I'm
you
a drug
are,
addict now.
While you are Tink ascending up the winch with the your initial batteries just like hanging over your shoulders, you just see the numerous different mechanical components just of the wing. It just like in one motion
This is nothing.
just like lifts up into the air, meets the level of the both canyon sides, and the wings just like, you know, beautifully played piano just sort of like wave out and ascend and connect and shift together and make the best bridge the world has ever seen.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Better than before.
Yeah.
Fantastic. When I get to the top, I'm gonna talk to Tetra.
Okay.
Here you go, Tetra. For the caravan. Thank you for leading us out here. We wouldn't be here without you. So I don't remember how many more there are, but I'd like to keep maybe one or two for ourselves, but the rest you guys take.
You misunderstand, Tink.
I do that.
Did most of the hard work. We helped you get here. We'll take 3. You all can have the other 7.
Can we I don't think we can
Yeah, I
put those
don't
in
know
our
if we
car.
have that kind of capacity.
We'll carry them for you
Oh.
for a small price. Storage is much
Storage costs
storage is
7
cheaper
batteries.
than the price you'll get for these. I estimate at least 10,000 credits per battery.
Can you do me a salad?
I can. Well, it depends on what kind of solid you're looking
I
for.
fudged some needles
You
back
smell
there,
kind of funny.
and I'd like to make amends. Can I give these personally to I forget their names, but I'm pretty sure I'd recognize them when I saw them.
The garden.
Yep, the garden and
Dim Seeker, the driver of the garden.
Oh yeah.
Benji, the driver of the purple suede buggy, and it was the fro, the guy with the fro driving the other.
One for you, and 2 for those guys. How's that
You're
sound?
giving them power cells.
Yeah.
They're very expensive.
Why didn't you tell me that these were so damn that your IOUs were good for this?
I told you
much?
it was good.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe
Well,
think
you
twice
just
about-
became a favorite in the entire caravan, I must say. If you want to scrub your face against me, Swede, it's yours anytime you need.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. Get up on that.
And
Oh,
consider
my God.
Benji's buggy your personal chauffeur going forward if you need.
All right. Writing that down. You better. As an IOU.
The one who died on the way. Yeah, and this is a Dim Seeker talking, the driver with the beanie and the beard with the neon sort of braids. You can pretty much buy this entire car, this entire supply if you wanted. So whatever you need, just reach your hand in the back and it's yours.
Oh.
But you got to make the trip. We got to keep things here in case people actually need them. Sadly.
Well, it's worth my reputation, so that's invaluable.
Tink is just doing incredibly lucrative for the other side deals as you guys are still below.
Okay, it's good for my family, so yes.
Yeah, and you get a private message from Infinity saying,
Astraea, you brought some real straight shooters with you.
I don't know about straight shooters, but they definitely shoot, I guess.
That's all we need. They're good additions. Same with you if you want to stay.
But let's not talk about that now.
All right, another time.
but yeah, so the three individuals, so you guys have 4 power cells now, worth 10,000 each. And you've given away 3, and the caravan itself has procured 3 others.
Cool.
As you just look across and the way is clear, perfectly stable, wondrous bridge.
The only thing I wanted to ask in return to Benji's buggy and the gang is if they can give me a hand grabbing the power cells, because like without the harness I wouldn't honestly be able to carry those, assuming they're heavy.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. They're like maybe 12 inches in diameter and like 2 feet long.
That's why
wow.
I just said
Yeah,
hook
like-
the winch up to them and then have them bring the winch up, and they can just.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
A-
But I
a-
was-
after he delivers the first 2, they like secure it in the back. I guess like enact their security systems and then just jumps and slide down the rope and go and help you. And they like as you go down, they just like, nah, man, you've done your job, and just jumps backwards, slides down the rope, the fro. You know, the wind takes it.
cool.
Yeah, so you guys are all set here. You have your thumb drive and your mouth full of fecal matter, and you found the power cells, and you did the wing stuff.
Check, check, and check.
And then you hear the intense bassy sound of a neigh as the next sort of power discharge from the horn it shoots itself in the air in this continuous, like, incredibly vibrant, saturated pulse of white and light blue and red and pink, sort of like shifting in and out of each other as the horn, discharges its pent-up electrical energy.
I'm gonna crawl out of the unicorn and get back to the car.
Okay.
And I will. I'm gonna give. Would I surmise that there's enough time to add that extra layer of duct tape, or are we? Is there not enough
Didn't
time?
you already do that?
I tried, but I rolled a 1 and threw a wrench at the window.
You did duct tape it back.
I forgot about that. Yeah, okay.
Round 2, baby.
You just throw a hammer.
I got
through
more
it.
windows and I got more tape.
Oh my god.
Something's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, are you?
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty good. 25.
Okay. Yeah. You buy Bastion. Well, first you fix up the armor. I would say by 1. By 1. I think back up to 20. And it's the car's probably good for the next like 10 or so hours. The next pretty long while inside of the storm. If you guys don't stop, you may have to actually fix it mid rad storm, but
So does it?
You guys are
does
about-
any of its HP increase, or just like I'm extending the time at which?
no, the
this-
HP you haven't increased. HP is still 50 now, but you've just increased the. Remember, this was never a permanent deal.
Gotcha. Okay.
10 hours.
Yeah.
Got it.
How big are these? Are the wings? Do the wings have like quills, or are they just like solid metal wings?
Solid metal wings. They're not
Okay,
like
never
actual.
I think that they're like metal. I know not but like metal quills. Like
Yeah. So imagine 01 Gundam wing. Sorry, Gundam wings.
so they have like
wings.
each. So there are some like pedals on there. Or
Yeah.
no? Can I
But they're
try
still
and
metal.
Go to that and try and take one of those.
Yeah, we'll say that you're probably sensible enough to do it at the very end.
Yeah, after they all get across. I just want to take one that's on like the outskirts that wouldn't really affect the bridge, I guess.
Yeah, sure. So you go ahead and
Or something like that.
I guess yeah, go roll a. I guess tech plus basic tech.
No, I have basic tech, so I'm just going to roll tech, I guess. So that is 10, but I'm gonna add the 7 points of luck and make it 17.
Oh, okay. You wait until the entirety of the caravan. Oh wow, that has definitely made a mark on my forehead. You wait until the majority of the caravan has passed across the pedals that only bow ever so slightly as the wheels cross over them. Very well made machine. And as the last one passes over, you sort of bring the bright bloom around and park it. And Tetra just, you've always had your fancies, haven't you? And you go out and you manage to see that the smallest pedal is about 1.5 feet. There are larger ones that extend to about like 3 or 4 feet. But as you manage to find like the smaller mechanisms that bind it in place and undo them, you manage to come out with a perfectly good 1.5 feet long, again, sort of like a pearlescent sheen across it. And as you walk off, you hear as the roaring thunder descends into the dark abyss below, taking the unicorn with it.
They don't have to go.
Alright. Got back in the bright bloom and like take off.
Okay.
We didn't say it, but I assume that like our power cells are in our trunk of the bastion.
4 2 feet long power set. Yeah, I would say you just have like enough room for those. You might have to keep 1 or 2 in the back seat.
Okay.
With you, which is pretty dangerous. But hey, whatever. Okay. So you guys continue to pass on, and you're still in a relatively safe area of the Radstorm expanse before you. You do see a few different darkened portions, almost as though when you look across the desert and you see the rain falling in streams across, and it's very obvious when you can sort of see where the rain clouds are and where they aren't. This is where you're at right now. But your mother waits to see where you go, Astraea.
I follow the lightning, I guess.
Okay.
She told me to follow the lightning, so I'm gonna follow the lightning, chase it.
She just necessarily doesn't exactly tell you where to go. And so you end up she ends up not saying anything for about an hour, at least directionally, indicating that you are heading in the right area. You feel, or you see in front of you that you're headed towards one of those collected portions of rain and more lightning and thunderous activity. You've spent about 2.5 hours. It's been since the unicorn, and you start to feel a vibration under your feet or under the vehicle.
Before I guess we get too far into the drive, I would have handed my mom that comms, I guess, thing that I got from the helmet and been like, can you maybe triangulate another one of those things somewhere from this? Because, yeah, just hand it to her. Maybe you can find one next time when you're on your way back. And then, yeah, we continue on.
She sort of looks inside.
Yeah, it's not
eyes
the best.
it. What a poor soul. Well, keen, Astraea. We might be able to triangulate this back to where it came from.
You said the caravan was in dire times, so I want to help out as much as I can. Get the Quasars back to their full strength, if you will.
Hold on, trying to somehow this.
Of course, as soon as I get emotional, you mess with the radio on. Yes.
I just have, Instagram. I gotta see what Jessica posted. Anyway.
I post. You haven't liked any of my stuff now.
Oh, you have an Instagram? We won't go down this path too much.
Names down.
She says we might actually be able to find some meaningful relics if it leads to the origin of that mechanical beast back there. Something I've never seen in all of my travels. Not even the aesthetics bring a location or culture to mind, or even story. You might have just brought us even more wealth than you just did. You and the Mortal Code, is that what you call yourselves?
Yes, that's our current moniker. Or name.
We are ones with the stars, and you are what stars create.
We are all made of stars.
We're all made of stardust.
Sorry, I had to get
Great
that
for
out.
making fun of us. Thanks for making fun of me, Mom. I just said we're all made of stars, and you had to say that. Okay.
Sorry, I just said when humans are trying to be deep and they say that, I get a kick out of it. It is cool to think about, but anyway, she thanks you, and the way that she looks at it really does present promise, a potential new direction for the Quasars. And she pockets it in her, so she sort of like unzips her sort of like thick vest and just shoves it in cleavage.
Okay, that's a
Wow.
good pocket. I use that sometimes for nothing, really. Actually,
I often forget that you're a girl. I was like, why do you use cleavage pocket?
I use a cleavage pocket all the time.
Yep,
It's
every
not
shirt
just
just has a
women thing.
pocket right here on the inside. You just use that.
A muscle, a pecs pocket.
And then I guess so the floor is shaking beneath us now after a little bit, just like, or
Yeah, so the ground has started to shake, and it started to shake some objects even in the vehicles, except for, of course, Bastion as it's hovering above the ground. And the way ahead looks particularly chaotic. The hair sort of like sticks up on the back of your neck, and you look to your mom and you actually see that she's grinning. And she says, "We'll be there soon." She
What
says,
is this?
one of my other secrets. Let the vibrations pull you, dear.
I'll make note of that, Mom. Let the vibrations follow the lightning and chase the lightning and let the vibrations pull you.
A trader not so long back said that they followed the quakes all the way to the center of the storm. At least, they thought. There'd be no way to tell. They think that at the very center is where the power source is for the storm. An ancient factory. I've never seen it myself. Same with the broken city of the dead city of broken apes, but it is intriguing to think about. This entire event that's been here our entire lives. It can't be natural.
So am I supposed to be going towards where the vibrating is more, is it intensifying, or am I supposed to be going?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna
Okay. And you find that you are quickly being led into another segment of storm.
Is it getting thicker, or just more lightning or something?
Remember, it's like a sheet of dark rain that obscures the entirety of your vision, and through that sort of like dark a silhouette of a storm that extends many miles from left to right. You can see the rain, and you can see the sort of like tendrils of lightning streak down periodically and hang as they almost like get closer and then fade away as another streak of lightning. And the green glow of the radioactive energy inside is also pulsing. These are the segments that you've been through. This is the third one so far. Are the most dangerous portions. The ones where like even being outside leaves you sensitive to the elements of radioactive rain.
Okay, dang. All right. We're headed there. All right, we're headed that way, Mom. Let's go.
Okay, so give me another driving check, both of you. Tech plus driving, Netra, and reflex plus driving, Astraea. Oh, I would actually say, Netra, your reflex has worn off. So
just pop another one.
There is a definite detriment. You're at exhaustion, so pretty much all of your checks are at disadvantage.
Great. Do I still have +2 to driving since I'm behind?
Yes, you do.
Bright blue. So the roll itself is half.
The roll itself is half.
You just put this one in there too.
No. Okay.
And do it again.
Oh, yeah. Just do
Is
this
that
one at
disadvantage?
disadvantage. Don't half it, yeah. Hey, that worked out for way good.
You kidding me?
Didn't it just work out for way good this time? I think it worked out for way good.
19.
19. Okay, man.
You're not gonna get me today.
Every time you guys have been in these storms, there's like mechanics for if you get lost and like a whole bunch of other stuff. But you guys end up, I would say that you're down to 2 lightning sticks currently, as you've used 4 of them in the previous dense portions of the rad storms. Chucking them out as you see almost this like line of lightning start to make its way almost straight for you, and you just throw a lightning stick off in the distance and deflect almost the trajectory of the strikes of lightning. Astraea, you almost don't have to worry about anything as your mom is taking care of it, leaning back, reaching for a thunder stick, or sorry, lightning stick, and just chucking it off, or chucking it for some cool way to chuck a lightning stick. And Tabernacle is, you just still hear him wildly laughing in the back. This is my favorite part! Rah! And he's just like chucking as many as he possibly can in the storm. Sorry. You know, he's saying it through a mask, so it didn't totally sound like that. Yeah, so as you guys are pounding through the storm, you hear Adina in the back just like naturally and Tetra actually leans back this time. She leans her shoulder over the back seat and looks back at Adina and says, "Everything will be all right, little one. You're with the Quasars now. We are one with the cosmic storm." And she sort of like puts her hands in the air as thunder rocks around her. And it doesn't actually seem like it helps Adina. She just is being one with the storm supposed to feel so awful? And she just Tetra goes back to the front seat. Well, I tried.
Can I like lean back to Adina and be like, Adina, where like is it getting worse as we go forward, or is it getting worse as we go like left or right?
It's just been getting worse. I don't know how. I can almost hear something. Many someone's. I don't know.
Okay, so she's having I think she's having a reaction to the storm, Mom. Like,
What do you mean she's having a reaction to the storm? What is she?
she can do weird things with lights. You see Bear Max over there? How he's Oh no, excuse me, Bear J. He's doing. He's actually he's moving. He's a bear, an animal, a stuffed animal. So like,
I mean, I've seen some of those before.
there's no power in him though.
She just looks back at Adina. That's why I never had children.
What?
Oh, wait.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks.
Oh
I guess
my
looks like
God.
I'm adopted. All right.
You know, I'm
Damn.
joking, Astraea.
Hmm.
Sometimes I can do things like that.
I guess
We're almost there. Smile will be on your face soon, and hopefully even Adina's, the little one in the back. As you just hear the rocking beneath the wheels continue, and the storm continue to rock around you. Before, where did I put that? Oh. Hold on. Hold, pause, please. Hold on. Just hold on.
This is a weird.
Guys, pause. I'm looking for something. Ah, okay. I got it. So, a desert landscape appears before you. Just instantly. The thunderous sounds of lightning and thunder behind you are quieted ever so slightly. A star-filled sky looks back at you from above. You've passed into the eye of the storm, as there is a clear, enormous cylinder of unmolested territory by the storm, consumed on all sides as you see the walls of the storm stretch up and arc around. The eye of a storm like this, Astraea, as you're looking sort of around, trying to, I would say, naturally gauge the distance, is around two. Hold on. Oh, geez, I need to lose my place again.
You need to lose your place.
Because I'm scrolling up a hell of a lot of notes. It's about 300 kilometers. In diameter, so about 180 miles.
Okay, you said the storm is 2,000 kilometers, and the center is and the eye is 300.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So we just went through 1,000 kilometers of a storm.
You've been driving for roughly. I haven't been good at keeping track of the time, but you've been driving for roughly about like 9 or 10 hours.
Whoa.
All right, dang. So
yeah.
I want to say it's beautiful once you get past the beginning or the first part.
Oh, the excitement is just beginning. As you see her stare off towards the left hemisphere of the eye, where you see the silhouette of skyscrapers. One massive skyscraper in the center of an industrial city. The closer you get, you can see that it's made out of thick layers of cement, most all of these buildings. You're still many, many miles out. And you see like small glimmering shapes at the outskirts of this city. That's it. Our next racing grounds. Or battlegrounds, depending on how you think about it.
Interesting way of saying that. Could I keep an eye on Adina while we're going closer to these buildings and the shimmering objects, just to see if she like reacts in a negative way, or
say that you just sort of shift the rear view mirror down, so you don't have to sort of look back every time you check on her, but you focus the entirety of the mirror on her, with Jay sort of still curled in her arms, and she still looks like she's still suffering drastically. It's hard to tell now if she's suffering more than she was before. But after she says that, like, that's it, she stares off into the distance. Her eyes hone in on what's a few miles before the Stone City. A display that, of the mortal code, probably only Astraea would have seen before. Its lights dancing across the ground and glittering across the sky, flashing many spectrums of colors. You start to hear and feel deep tribal music, synthesized by tribesmen, pounding the earth as you get closer, and the revving of engines, the revving of machines. The camp that it turns out to be materializes more, revealing itself to be of a similar spirit to the camp of the Quasars, only on a much, much larger scale. As though there's really nothing to hide here. The Quasars had just been attacked when you had met them, but they were still a liveliness about the camp, still this sort of competitive air. Closer still as you get, as the lights are flashing, some might call this a carnival, others a festival. But everyone here, of that you see the 3 tribes that have arrived, you just call it the market. And you hear Infamy over the comms go, "We're going to find a place to terraform in the market." And he just, you sort of waits a little while. He says, "Set up shop. That's what I mean by that. Jeez. Forgive me for trying to stay on brand." And you see like neon lights zip across the ground out away from the city, under the blanket of the night sky. And as you focus in more, you see the reflective sheen of the vehicles on top of the neon strips as you hear the engines drag racing. You see that there are, Astraea, you notice 3 different gangs here. 3 different nomadic tribes. The Glass Drifters. And all of them are splaying their symbols above their areas of the camp. And it's all intermingled to a certain degree, but there's certainly an aesthetic per tribe. It is a simple glass wheel rotating in the air above their camp. Their colorings are silver and white, mainly comprised of highly customized Caminos and Mustangs. Then you have he must be here. You have the Comet Kazis, led by Vaingalore Vivid. A large chrome pink ball is rotating in the air above their collection of classic and customized Toyotas and Hondas. Huge sort of portions of the engines sticking out of their vehicles, chrome exhausts extending out of the sides of their cars, and above their encampment slowly rotates a pink chrome ball with metallic chrome gold sand raised and tapering to a teal-colored tip to create the shape of a comet, a metallic physical comet rotating above their camp. And the magnetic sand is almost continually raising and shifting and reshaping the tails of the comet to make it seem like it's constantly in motion, almost like it's sailing through the sea, but in place. And then you see something that might make one of you nervous. You see the holographic head of an ancient beast, a manticore. The camp is much smaller. About a few individuals comprise it. And you see the Quasars now bleed into this camp and start unloading their vehicles and shouting at the other tribes in greetings and curses. There's in front of many of these vehicles, they're almost spinning and forming a natural circle, and again, a community sort of format, as there are tents up for trade, numerous different tents from many different drivers and techies from the different nomadic groups. Massive amounts of trade is going on right here. Fixing is going on. Straight up buying is going on. Dancing activities, the loud pounding of music. It is like a festival, but there's an air of competition perpetually bleeding throughout every portion of this encampment, as all of these gangs are always trying to get the one up on each other. You all know that you're here to race, and so not only is there the anticipation of winning tomorrow, but every victory gained in the camp, as you know, Astraea, is another notch on the steering wheel, no matter how small. And the Infinity walks out with a few others by him, taking the holographic poles that are used to hide the camp and putting all four of them next to each other as they both connect their sort of visual projectors to display an image of a continually expanding Quasar. If you look into the image for too long, it almost feels as though you're getting pulled in, but it's just the nature of the repeating hologram as it's shooting out purple and blue gas and dots of light continually, but slowly, as though you're exploring the insides of a Quasar. And this is where we will pick up next time.
At Burning Man.
Sasapunk. At Burning Man, pretty much. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Wow. If I had actually used that for inspiration, which it definitely seems like I did, I think this would have been a much more fleshed out camp. But well, you'll see what exists here.
Burning Punk.
Real quick,
Exactly.
what were the cars of the glass drifters again? El Caminos and something? I didn't get that.
Mustangs.
Mustang. Did we get the leader of the
There's
glass
just-
drifters, or just the van?
Yeah, you said the leader of the kamikaze. but
No.
not dra-
Okay.
No. The only because the leader of the kamikazes, Vain Galore Vivid, is
Infinite's nemesis.
let's just say he's a personality among nomads.
Well
Vainglorious.
then.
Similar, yes, but vain galore.
Bangalore.
What's vainglorious?
Vainglorious. I'd have to look it up. I did when I looked up his name, or when I was making his name, but I
Cool.
wasn't prepared to reveal him tonight. I was gonna look up Vainglorious. But anyways, thank you, Sasapunks. Still getting used to Sasapunks is the name. Rebranded only like 4 months ago. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us, or morning with us in some cases, across the globe. We absolutely appreciate that to no end. If you or any of your friends want to tune in to the episodes that we stream tonight, we will be releasing it the following Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We just a reminder. On YouTube, thank you. Under our SASAPUNKS YouTube channel. We also have the vainglorious losers with us. They are the owners of the Loser Club. They stream Monday through Wednesday from 5 to 10 p.m. Pacific time as well. They are expert cosplayers, incredibly entertaining, and even more awkward. So they are definitely worth your time. And as always, remember to like, comment, follow, subscribe, do all the things, share it to all the people. We appreciate it. Let's build an epic and vainglorious and awkward family. As always, until fate next brings us together, and never stop playing role-playing games.
Press it!